The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis, Part 1. The countryside train cuts through the fog like an iron arrow, its windows trembling with every turn of the tracks. 4 children sit inside, each one silently clutching their own swirl of thoughts. Lucy's feet don't touch the floor. She swings them gently, pretending she isn't nervous. We're going so far away. Do Mum and Dad miss us already? Will we be safe out here? Her eyes drift from the window to her siblings, searching for reassurance. Susan sits upright, hands folded neatly in her lap. Her composure is a mask she keeps polishing. Every time the train rattles, she glances at Peter as if silently asking him, "You're the oldest? Can you please hold us together?" Peter tries. His jaw is set with determination, but his mind keeps looping through responsibilities he never asked for. I'm supposed to look after them. What if I fail? What if something happens and it's my fault? The pressure grows heavier with every mile. Edmund leans back, pretending not to care at all. His eyes half roll whenever Peter speaks. He thinks he knows everything. Edmund grumbles in his head just because he's older. Maybe I'll show him one day that he isn't always right. Outside, rolling fields stretch toward distant mountains. Warplanes occasionally roar across the sky, even this far from home. The train slows, steam billowing like a dragon exhaling. A station appears, small and sleepy, surrounded by swaying trees. The children step off, inhaling air that feels older, quieter, colder. A tall, elderly man with spectacles and a beard that seems to flow like white river water approaches them. His smile is warm but mysterious. This is the professor. Without saying much, he leads them to an enormous old mansion that looks as if it's been sitting on that hill since the world was younger. The house is a labyrinth of echoing hallways, slanted ceilings, and doors that seem to whisper secrets behind their frames. Portraits line the walls, stern faces of ancestors staring down at the newcomers. The mansion breathes with history. During the first few days, the children explore as if mapping a foreign kingdom. They race through rooms filled with globes, ancient books, strange wooden carvings, and dusty furniture draped with sheets. Until one rainy afternoon changes everything. "Let's play hide and seek," Lucy suggests, a voice full of bright mischief. Edmund sighs loudly. "Do we have to? There's nowhere left to hide." "Of course there is," Susan insists. "This place is enormous." Peter gives a playful shove to Edmund. "Come on, don't be such a wet blanket." They scatter down the hallway. Lucy slips into a long, quiet room with nothing but an enormous wardrobe standing like a guardian in the corner. Its wood is dark and rippled with age. Almost alive with patterns in the grain, Lucy approaches it slowly. It feels important, she thinks, like it's waiting. She grabs the handle and swings open the heavy door. The familiar scent of old fur coats fills her senses. She steps inside, brushing her face against the softness. She pushes further. Her fingers trail along coat after coat until there are no coats at all, only branches. Cold air bites her cheeks. Her breath turns to mist. "What?" Lucy whispers. She steps forward. Snow crunches beneath her shoes. The world expands around her, an endless forest draped in white, silence so deep it feels ancient snowflakes drift down like crystals from a shattered sky. And in the middle of this silent world stands a lamppost, glowing warm and golden, a lone sentinel in the winter. Lucy approaches cautiously. Am I dreaming? Is this real? A faint tapping sound echoes. Hooves on snow. A figure emerges from behind a tree. Half man, half goat. A fawn. His eyes widen as he sees her. Oh, goodness! He exclaims, nearly dropping the parcels in his arms. A daughter of Eve? In Narnia? Lucy steps back instinctively, but the fawn softens his expression. Forgive me, he says quickly. I didn't mean to frighten you. My name is Tumnus, Mr. Tumnus. Lucy hesitates, then she smiles. I'm Lucy. Something warm sparks between them, two gentle souls meeting in a frozen land. Mr. Tumnus nervously invites her to tea. Lucy, charmed by his kind demeanor, accepts. They walk to his cozy cave home, where a fire crackles and music gently fills the room from a small flute. Lucy laughs, eats little cakes, and listens to stories of dryads, river gods, and midnight dances under the stars. Yet beneath Mr. Tumnus's warmth lies a trembling fear. He watches Lucy with guilt heavy in his eyes. Eventually, the truth bursts out in sobs. I was supposed to take you to the witch, he confesses. She ordered all fawns to turn any human over to her, but I can't do it, not to you. Lucy's heart aches. She reaches out and takes his hand. It's all right, Mr. Tumnus. You're my friend. He sniffles, nodding. Then you must go home quickly. It's dangerous to stay. Lucy runs back through the woods, through the coats, and out of the wardrobe, back into the empty room. She bursts out breathless, hair dusted with melting snow. Peter! Susan! Edmund! She shouts. You won't believe what just happened. They gather around her, and they do not believe her. Lucy's face falls. A lump forms in her throat. I'm telling the truth, she whispers. Edmund snorts. Sure you are. Days pass. Lucy avoids the wardrobe room entirely. Why won't they trust me, she wonders, tears forming. Until one evening, she can't resist checking again. Edmund follows her quietly, intending to tease her. But when he watches her disappear into the wardrobe, he freezes. He steps inside. Cold wind slashes across his face. Snow falls on his hair. Narnia, he thinks. She wasn't lying. Then sleigh bells ring behind him. A sleigh pulled by reindeer glides across the snow. The rider is a tall woman dressed in white furs, her crown glittering like shards of ice. She is breathtaking and terrifying all at once. Who are you? She asks, her voice smooth but icy sharp. I'm Edmund, he stutters. Just Edmund. A son of Adam. She leans forward, studying him with intent. How interesting. She invites him onto her sleigh, offers him a warm drink, offers him enchanted sweets that melt on his tongue like honeyed snow. Each bite sinks deeper into his senses, making everything feel warm and important. You have siblings? She asks softly. Yes, 3. Bring them to me, she says with a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. Come to my palace, and you, dear boy, could be a prince. Edmund's heart pounds. A prince, not just the annoying middle child. He nods. When he later returns home with Lucy, and she excitedly insists Edmund has now seen Narnia too. Edmund lies. "No," he says casually, "she was just playing." Lucy's heart breaks a little more. Peter shakes his head. "Edmund, that was cruel." But Edmund only shrugs, secretly clinging to the witch's promise. Everything changes several days later when all four siblings hide in the wardrobe while running from house guests. They stumble into snow, into Narnia. Lucy's joyful, teary "I told you" feels like sunlight bursting through clouds. Peter apologizes. Susan embraces Lucy warmly. Edmund looks away, guilt gnawing at him. "I didn't know they'd all come. What will she say?" They explore the forest together until they find Mr. Tumnus's cave, destroyed, ransacked. A note carved into the door. "Arrested for treason." Lucy sobs. "It's my fault. They took him because of me." Peter tightly grips her shoulders. "No, it's because of the witch." In the snowy silence, a rustling sound approaches. A pair of friendly beavers emerge, bundled in winter coats. "You're the humans," Mr. Beaver whispers. "We've been expecting you." The siblings follow the beavers to their warm, candle-lit home by the frozen river, where they learn of the prophecy. When 4 humans sit upon the 4 thrones, the witch's winter will end. They learn of the one being the witch fears, Aslan. At the name, Lucy feels warmth. Susan feels awe. Peter feels courage stirring, and Edmund feels sickness, because the witch had warned him about Aslan. When the others sleep, Edmund slips away into the night. He trudges through the snow toward the witch's castle, thinking only of promised power. But the witch greets him not with reward, but rage. "You came alone?" she snaps. "You useless child!" Fear floods Edmund's chest. What have I done? She drags him behind her sleigh, using him now as nothing more than bait. Meanwhile, the remaining siblings awake to Edmund's empty bed. Peter stares into the cold wind outside and whispers, "He's gone to her."